Skate World, E-Skate Hooligan here, and today's video is a video I had hoped to never ever have to make. But here we are. E-skaters like you and myself, we spend a tremendous amount of money buying these boards. Because A, we love the sport, B, we love to e-skate, and C, we want to make sure that the companies that are building these boards are able to build bigger, better boards that we may purchase in the future. We also look at the warranty that comes with these boards, whether it's a 6-month warranty or whether it's a 12-month warranty. And last but not least, we look at the integrity of the company and how that company is going to stand behind or not stand behind the warranty, as well as support the e-skate community that is purchasing its products. Now, with that being said, before we get into the issue at hand, I want to clarify something. There is the integrity of the company and there is the quality of the product. I want to make sure that those do not get meshed together because they are two separate things. You can support the quality of the product, but you may not support the integrity of the company, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute. Now, any of you that know and have watched my videos, you know I am an ardent supporter of the Ownboard Zeus Original, the OG version. I love that board. It is still my go-to board, and I would recommend that board, quality of the board, to anyone that is looking for an e-skate board. Now, based upon that, I decided to go ahead and purchase the Ownboard Zeus Pro. And so on July 5th, I did. I paid the extra money to have it air shipped to my location so that I could have it within the 2 weeks. And it did. It arrived on July 18th. Things were going great. I opened the box. Beautiful board. I was astounded at the quality of the board that was before me. I loved the shiny carbon fiber that I chose. I loved the new truck design that they used. I loved the oil slick look that they put on this board. This was and is a sick looking board. Now, before I take any board out, I always go through and I always check it. I always check all mounts. I always check all nuts, bolts, everything. Make sure that the wheels are properly tightened so that nothing is going to cause an issue there. And I go through the board and then I charge the board before we take it out. I want to make sure that this board is in top peak performance before I get on it and ride. Now, I also never make any adjustments to the board until I have actually ridden it. I want to see how it responds coming from the factory, so that I then know, do I need to loosen the trucks, tighten the trucks? What do I need to do to make this board ride the way that I want it to do? So it arrived on July 18th. I went through the board. I charged the board. But something that caught my eye when I was going through the board should have caused me to pay a little bit more attention, and it didn't. And here's that thing. When I looked at the kingpins, I noticed that the kingpin threads had more thread showing through the nut than what normally does on the boards that I have received in the past. So to me, those kingpins were tightened a little bit more. But here's the deal. I didn't pay much attention to that because I knew that they had redesigned the trucks on this particular board. So I thought, well, okay, they needed to be tightened a little bit more because of the design of the truck. So I left it alone. I took the board out. I rode it. July 18th it arrived. I got it all ready. I took it out. I rode it for a few days. It did carve unbelievably well. To be downright honest with you, I thought it was on a double kingpin board. It just carved like that. It was a little bit more loose. So the thing of it is that I am a speed demon. I love speed. And so I was worried that with it being that loose, I was going to get into some speed wobbles at the higher speeds. So what I decided to do is on July 25th, I decided to go ahead and move over to the riptides. I decided to go ahead and remove the factory bushings that come on it, and I was going to put in the riptide bushings that I have. And I decided to move to the rear of the board and start working on the rear kingpin. Put the skate tool on, and in about a half a turn, that nut seized up. Half a turn to bring it off, and it seized up. And I thought, okay. Now, I've been around long enough that I know when that occurs, probably what has happened on the kingpin. So what I did is I moved to the front, and I thought, let's take a look and see how the front reacts. Again, I didn't even quite make a half a turn, and it seized up immediately. And I thought, okay, we've got an issue here. So I went back to the rear kingpin, and we decided that we were going to go ahead and try and get that nut off, because it didn't matter whether I tightened it or loosened it, whatever it was going to do, it was still seizing up. It had seized. So we went ahead and we removed it. We were able to get it off, but in doing so, it completely destroyed the threads on the rear kingpin. Well, we decided, okay, let's move to the front. Let's check the front out. We were able to get the nut off the front kingpin. It didn't chew up the threads nearly as bad, but it is still destroyed. It is not usable. So then what we did is we looked at both kingpins, and we noticed not at the top where the nut starts to thread on, but down at the base, we noticed that there was a large gap where the threads had been completely destroyed, and we noticed that same issue on the rear kingpin. And to what we believe occurred is that these were over tightened and destroyed the threads, which then cross-threaded and did not allow these nuts to come off properly, thus destroying the kingpins. So we have a set of kingpins on a board that are worthless. They can't be used. The board can't be ridden. So on the 25th, I wrote a message to Ownboard. I explained the situation. I provided pictures. I provided them with my order number, everything that they would need in order to ensure that I was a legitimate purchaser. And I sent that email two different ways. First, I sent it using the Contact Us form on their website. And the second way I sent it was through an email using the email that goes directly to their support center, which is also listed on their website. That was on the 25th. Also on their FAQ site, they indicate that they will respond within 24 hours of receiving an issue. 26th rolled around, 27th rolled around, 28th rolled around, 29th rolled around, and I still had not heard anything from Ownboard in regards to this issue. So on the 29th, I decided to resend the same email, the same two different ways, Contact Us, as well as a direct email to their support line, indicating what was going on. It's the same email. I also included that it was my second attempt at reaching them. And here we are, August 7th, and I still have not heard anything from Ownboard on this issue. Integrity of the company, supporting the e-skaters that are purchasing their product. Now again, I want to go back. This is a great board. I loved the board, other than it was a little loose. I am able to correct that issue using different bushings. I don't know, but if a company doesn't respond back to me that tells me they are trying to avoid something. They're trying to hide something. I don't know. But I am curious if they know there's an issue here and that their goal is to just write out the warranty, not respond, ignore, and not even communicate with the client. Now, I did not tell them in the email, this is what you're going to do. I want you to do this. This is a piece of junk. All I did is I explained the situation and I asked, what are my options? If I have to buy another set of kingpins, fine, I'll buy another set of kingpins. If it's covered under warranty, great. But I need you to communicate. I can't do either of those if the company does not communicate with us when an issue arises on their product. Integrity of the company, quality of the product. Now, the final thing that I'm going to say about this is that this is a great board. The OG is a great board. I would still recommend the board. You have to decide whether the integrity of the company and the quality of their warranty, how important is that to you? And if that is a deal breaker and you decide, I can't, if the company's not going to support me, if the company's not going to communicate with me, I'm not going to buy their product, that's a decision that you have to make. That's the portion of this video that should stand out the most. This board is great. I love the board. Notwithstanding a potential issue with the Kingpin trucks, these boards are really good boards. Integrity of the company. If they won't respond back to us, then we've got an issue. We can't deal with issues if the company over in China will not communicate with us. They have our money. We have their product. $1,700 sitting on a shelf. Can't write it. So you have to decide. If you haven't purchased, or if you have purchased, beware. Now, American companies, I challenge you. I challenge you to build boards that are in the same price point or thereabouts, and with the same features, functionality, and quality that we are seeing in these boards. I would prefer to do my business local so that I don't have to deal with this. I can't fly to China to deal with this company. I can't even get them to respond. But an American company I can go to. I have a better chance of getting a response out of them. So American companies, I'm challenging you to build these boards. Give us some options to buy local. I will buy local over these foreign boards. But give me options. Choice is yours. Integrity of the company, quality of the product. Is it a deal breaker for you or not? Eastgate Hooligan, ride hard, carve safe, and still have a great day.